welcome to the Barbie Life 2.0 podcast. Psych now, but hi everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. So this episode, I wanted to get into something that I saw on social media, okay? And before I start this video, I know I'm going to get comments where people are going to say, oh, you're reaching. Oh, you're exaggerating. And let me tell you something right now, okay? One thing you're going to learn about me and my page is when I peep some shit, 99.9% of the time, I am right about it, okay? And a lot of the times, I peep shit before it actually becomes obvious, okay? You know when you overthink about something and everybody tells you that you're tripping, and then a few months later, it turns out that you were right the whole entire time? Yeah, I'm one of those people. So before y'all count me out and you're like, oh, she's reaching, she's doing too much, just listen to me, okay? So there is a TV show called Impact New York, okay? And this is basically an extension of Impact ATL. So for those who don't know, this is a TV show on BET where they basically have a bunch of influencers come on the show as reality TV stars. So on Impact ATL, we had Ari Fletcher and Jada Waiter and Tucson and Arrogant Tay. And on Impact New York, there's a new cast. And we have Dream Doll and Chinese Kitty and Cleopatra and Melanie Cruz and Bella as well. So the first episode dropped a few days ago. And there was something that I peeped. And I was like, oh, hell no. Okay. So Chinese Kitty was talking about Cleopatra in one of her confessionals. And she was basically saying that Cleopatra is not an it girl. And Cleopatra is only an it girl because she's friends with Ice Spice. And then she later on started picking and bullying Cleopatra because Cleopatra had a disagreement with the hairstylist that Chinese Kitty is associated with. And Chinese Kitty decided to insert herself in their drama and their business and tried to create a whole argument with Cleopatra about something that had nothing to do with her. Okay? So the why I wanted to talk about this was because I peeped that Chinese Kitty, she got some internalized colorist beliefs in her head, okay? That was screaming colorism, like, heavily, okay? And here's why. Of all the people in the room, Chinese Kitty chose Cleopatra to have a problem with. And Cleopatra was the only dark-skinned girl in the room who did not have a BBL. And she really showed her ass when she went in the confessionals and she was like, oh, Cleopatra's not an it girl. She's an it girl because she's friends with Ice Spice. And it's like, okay, Chinese Kitty, what makes Cleopatra beneath you? Because Chinese Kitty, half the world doesn't know who you are. And the other half of the world just knows who you are because you have a bunch of surgeries. Whole time, you're supposed to be a rapper. And we don't know your music at all. We ain't heard you since, okay? We ain't heard you ever, okay? That rap career is non-existent, okay? So, what makes Cleopatra beneath you, Chinese Kitty? What makes Cleopatra beneath all the other girls on the cast? How come all the other girls on the cast are it girls, but Cleopatra isn't? And here's what I took from this. I think that Chinese Kitty and a lot of BBL girls like her think the same way. But I think that Chinese Kitty has an idea of what an it girl is. And she thinks that an it girl is the typical light-skinned girl with the BBL IG baddie aesthetic. And because Cleopatra is a dark-skinned girl who does not have a BBL and she doesn't fit that BBL aesthetic, she doesn't consider her an it girl. Whole time, Cleopatra is actually the biggest it girl on that show because she's the only one on that show who's not famous for selling ass and who's not famous for having a famous baby dad. Because let's be real, Bella is only famous because of A Boogie. Chinese Kitty, you're famous because you have too many surgeries and people look at you because you sell ass. Okay? And Dream Doll, she's an IG baddie too. We don't really listen to her music, so it's the same thing. But you consider those girls it girls because they have BBLs and they're light skin. But Cleopatra is not an it girl because she doesn't have a BBL and she's dark skin. Meanwhile, Cleopatra has been a social media mogul for years. And she's built a pretty strong platform for herself as well from being a comedian and a personality. And she didn't need a famous baby father or a BBL to get attention. And I feel like Chinese Kitty was trying to find somebody to pick on and somebody to bully. And she said, you know what? I think my perfect target is the dark-skinned girl with no BBL. That's the one that I can bully because I feel like she's the only one in the room that's beneath me. Because everybody else got a BBL. Everybody else has a rich baby dad. Everybody else is light skinned. She's the only odd one out. So I want to bully her. And I know what you guys are going to say. How is this colorism? Like, oh my God. Guys, I need y'all to understand that colorist people are not always upfront about their colorism. They're not always just going to straight up be like, oh, I don't like dark-skinned people, or, oh, she's black as fuck, or, oh, blackie this, oh, I don't like dark skin. They're not always going to be upfront. Sometimes they're going to do shady shit, and they're going to be colorists, but indirectly. And in this situation, that's exactly what Chinese Kitty was doing, okay? She wanted to find somebody to bully and she wanted to find somebody to pick on. And she chose the dark-skinned girl in the room with no BBL. Because she felt like that girl was beneath her out of everybody else in the room. Okay? And for her to say that Cleopatra is not an it girl also shows her true colors. Because she believes that Cleopatra is not an it girl because she doesn't have a BBL and light skin. I know that. I know that's how she feels. Because why else would she say that? Seriously. Like, Cleopatra has a platform just like Chinese Kitty. Like, she's a social media mogul just like Chinese Kitty. She got on Impact New York just like Chinese Kitty did. They both got the same opportunity. So what makes Cleopatra less of an it girl than you? But again, a lot of light-skinned women will automatically see dark-skinned girls as beneath them. Even if those dark-skinned girls have the same clout as them or the same success. And Chinese Kitty is a light-skinned girl who looked at a dark-skinned girl and automatically assumed that she was beneath her because she ain't have no BBL and she has dark skin. And that's when she started picking on her and bullying her and trying to start drama with her and bringing up the hairstylist, even though it had nothing to do with her. It was because she genuinely wanted to pick on someone. And she knew that the dark-skinned girl in the room with no BBL was the only one that she would feel comfortable picking on. That's the only girl that she felt like she could look down on. And, you know, now she's getting clowned all over social media because, girl, you look a fucking mess. Okay? You thought that you were better than Cleopatra because you're light-skinned and you have a BBL. Whole time, Cleopatra is way more famous than you. She has way more support than you. And Cleopatra has only been a rapper for like 2 seconds, and she already has more support for her music than you ever did in the last fucking 5 years that you've been a rapper. So, Chinese kitty, humble yourself, okay? You're literally just a BBL surgical IG baddie. And that is it. That is all people know you for. And even after you get off this reality show, that is still what people are only going to know you for. Because you're not an it girl, okay? If you have to get a BBL just to be considered an it girl, you're not really an it girl, okay? Cleopatra is an it girl, all natural, with that dark skin, okay? She don't gotta do all the extra shit. She can get on social media in a bonnet. She can get on social media with a wig on and still pull the same numbers as Chinese kitty posting her ass. So, I just wanted to talk about it because I peeped it and I was like, yeah, it's clear, Chinese kitty, this was some clear colorism going on. Like, you clearly just wanted to pick on somebody and you felt like the dark-skinned girl in the room was the one that was beneath you. So that's why you chose her to pick on. You didn't choose nobody else in the room. All the other light-skinned baddies, you ain't even have no smoke for them. But you had all the smoke for the dark-skinned girl in the room with no BBL. Because you felt like she was beneath you. Well, I'm here to tell you, Chinese kitty, she's not beneath you. She's above you. She will always be above you. And you're a joke. And that shit you just did was disgusting. And even though not that many people caught on, people like myself caught on. And we peeped that colorist shit. And just because you didn't flat out call Cleopatra a black ass monkey, that doesn't mean that you're not colorist.
Clocky.
That doesn't mean that your actions didn't have colorist intentions behind it. And judging by that video clip alone, it's clear that Chinese kitty is a light-skinned girl who looks down on dark-skinned women and believes that she's automatically above them just because she's light-skinned with a BBL. Okay? And this is why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to tell y'all that, colorism is not always direct. Y'all gotta open up your eyes, okay? Y'all gotta peep colorism for what it is. Just like racism, if you're in a room full of white people and a white girl starts picking on a black girl out of nowhere for no reason, you would automatically assume that that white girl is racist. Because why you choose the black girl to pick on out of everybody else in the room? Is it because she's the only black girl in the room? It's the same thing with colorism. A lot of light-skinned girls will try to pick on dark-skinned girls and bully them, and they won't directly say that they hate dark-skins, or they won't directly say, oh, she's a black-ass bitch. They won't directly say colorist statements, but they'll do things indirectly to show that they don't fuck with dark-skinned women for real. And I can tell Chinese kitty, she don't fuck with dark-skinned girls. She don't. She's definitely one of those light-skinned girls who believes that she's above dark-skinned girls just because she has lighter skin and she has a BBL. She's definitely one of those light-skinned girls who believes that dark-skinned girls are jealous of her because she's light-skinned. And she doesn't have to say it for me and other people to catch on to that. So I just wanted to, point that out because it was real funny how she said it so confidently, talking about Cleopatra, she's not an it girl. Like, she's only an it girl because she's friends with Ice Spice. So she's only an it girl because she's friends with a light-skinned rapper. So you only consider it girls light-skinned girls with big asses? A dark-skinned girl who's natural can't be an it girl? Because, what the fuck? What makes Cleopatra not an it girl? She has a platform just like you. She got on the reality TV show just like you. What makes her less of an it girl than you? Oh, right. that dark skin and that natural body. But she didn't directly say that. So people are not going to really catch on. But that's how she was really feeling. That's how she really felt. So I can't wait to see more episodes on this, and I hope Cleopatra stands her ground, because it seems like she's surrounded by a lot of nothing ass girls who are probably gonna pick on her because she's the most talented in the room, and she didn't need a BBL or a famous baby dad to get put on. And there's a lot of jealousy that's gonna come from that. And I hope that she thrives on this show, and I see big things for Cleopatra. And I actually really like her. She's very funny, she's very comical, and she makes good music. So I wish the best for her, and I hope she stands her ground on this show, because what I peep in the future is I peep a lot of these girls on this show picking on her and bullying her because she's the only dark-skinned girl who built a platform by herself without having to get a BBL or sell ass. Simple as that. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know the video was super quick, but I will be back very soon. Oh, wait. Hold up. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0, and I talk about colorism, texturism, and featureism, and any issues in the Black community on my page. So if you like my commentary, and I know you don't see my face, but you know, maybe the face will sell you. Maybe the face will sell you. So let me just put the face out for you real quick, because you know, I'm a little baddie. I'm a baddie, big baddie over here. You know, big Barbie 2.0. So you know, I know I look good. I know. But like, you know, why aren't you subscribed? You might as well subscribe. I mean, I look good. I mean, I'm always right. You might as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, but other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Besos.